I'm Keith Weiner. I'm the producer of Rose, a movie based on real events surrounding the disappearance of two young women into a cornfield. Some people say there may have been supernatural powers involved in that.
Back in the 70s, two teenage girls took a shortcut right through this cornfield. They were never seen again. Their disappearance was never explained. In 2003, two other teenage girls took a shortcut through this very cornfield and also disappeared. Now, they eventually turned up, but even their friends and family members, some of them claimed that these girls were imposters because they couldn't remember even the simplest details of their normal lives.
Working in a cornfield for a month was pretty exhausting. We were covered in dirt and didn't sleep very much. The corn hurts when you're trying to go through it. And it would rain, and it was just very... I try not to think about corn anymore, but it does come into my dreams sometimes, which I have been working on trying to let that go.
Since spending so much time in the cornfield, I've had, I can't stop having these dreams about corn. I keep dreaming that I'm still there. I dream that I am Greta and I'm in the corn. It's like a bunch of stuff that I don't even remember, but I wake up and I don't want to remember it. I don't think I should talk about this.
Also, after shooting Rose the movie, I have stopped remembering any of my dreams. When I wake up sweaty, and I have a jaw disorder. My dentist says it's from grinding my teeth. So it pops out.
And then there was this guy. He was a construction worker. He had a bulldozer. He plowed it into his own trailer home and crushed his entire family. Now that happened about 10 miles north of here. But this guy actually worked on this land for a man who owned it briefly in 2011. Another strange coincidence that is part of what I believe to be a conspiracy. I took my research to the National Archives in Washington, D.C., where I discovered this rare photograph. This is a photograph of an old house, and that house is still standing 500 yards up there on that hill. Now, in 1911, the body of a young girl was discovered in the attic of that house, chopped into pieces. I truly believe that this very knife was the weapon used in that murder. There is a woman living in that house up there. My research indicates that she's 140 years old. I can prove that she's been living there since at least 1873.
During the filming of Rose, there was an incident, let's call it, that some people claim traumatized them. Some people are more sensitive than others. It's a little hard to believe that it was a trauma. I don't really want to go into the details. People feel differently about it. People perceive what happened differently.
And you decide you have to cross roads now. You can't just keep going any road because it's convenient. You have to, so you're going to start going this way, and you're going to follow her and keep as close to her as you can, right? The whole time we're going to be on the camera here. As soon as you start going that way, we're going to go this way and just watch you. The trick is to only be about this deep in the cornfield. Okay. 3-4 feet in there. Okay. And if corn's too close together, you just got to push it apart and barge through. Okay. That's it. Okay. Camera here on the Steadicam.
I've heard a few rumors that members of the crew experienced some ill effects. Some claim that it's some kind of curse or spell. I don't know what to think about those things, but You know, maybe it's true. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, people are saying, I mean, it's just people talking, that they were cursed or placed under a spell, and that maybe it's continuing to affect their lives even now, long after the end of the film.
Something happened that I just have not been able to really deal with ever since, and it's not something that I really want to talk about because I'm working on letting it go. But it was a very uncomfortable experience for me, and I feel violated.
Yeah, it's not just me who feels this way still. It's all of us.
Everyone's going through the same shit. Nobody's working, nobody's doing anything. It's like everything's stopped. I don't even know where I am half the time. I wake up and think I'm back there shooting still.
In my own experience, I can't say I've ever really felt like I was under a curse or a spell. But after shooting the movie, you know, there have been a few things I thought were strange, and I didn't know quite what to make of them. I'm sorry, this is really difficult for me to talk about. Also, you know, I've been notified by a lawyer that I shouldn't say too much.
I'm not being vague. It's, you know, I'm trying to protect people's rights. I don't want to prejudice any of our rights if they do decide to sue us for anything that happened during the filming.
Give me 5 seconds, please. Speed sound.
84, take 2.
And action. And pull, now yank it out and cut. That was pretty good.
Move your arms,
Okay,
move
so
your
now,
arms. There you go.
Jab it again. Harder, harder.
I really can't talk about the nature of the problem that they're alleging occurred. What the actors are claiming, I'm not going to get into the facts surrounding that. And so just quit asking.
This isn't something you put out. This is dangerous. This is something we don't understand. What was it? GMOs? You got GMOs in those cornfields? Seriously, Warfield, we gotta talk about this thing.
Hey man, are you okay?
I don't want to talk about it. All right, get out. I don't want to do this interview anymore. I don't want to do this anymore.
I can't. You know, I'd like to share what I saw, but I'm not. I can't really. It's really uncomfortable to talk.
Stand by. Okay, camera's rolling. Speed.
And you want to pick her up a little bit?
63B, take 1.
And get way back there.
Rolling!
Ready? And action.
I'm not alone in it. It's all of us. It's messed up. I don't even, I don't want to talk about the cornfield. I don't want to talk about my experience in the corn. I want to be done with it. It's over. We wrapped. It's over. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I'm done with this. I'm done with this. I'm done. Never again.
I'm sorry, I know that you're just doing your job, but this is really going on way too long, and you're here invading my space, invading my time, and I really cannot do this anymore. I'm sorry, it's not a good time.
You know, there's no such thing as a curse. There's no lawsuit that can be based on a curse. I mean, how would you demonstrate that? The actors are just being actors and being over impressionable or hoping for a payday.
Okay, but we had one more question we wanted to ask.
You said one more question so many f***ing times. I need you to get out of here, okay? I need you to leave. I can't do this anymore. That's it.
The producer obviously sat here and told you lies, knew what he was doing. How is he going to be honest and explain to you what happened?
I'm truly sorry for what happened to the people that worked on this movie, especially the actors. I don't know how these things came about. I'm so sorry. I thought we were just making a movie.
I know what it's like to be under the influence of a supernatural power, and I have been under the influence of a curse. They can get past this, but everyone has to first acknowledge that it was a curse that they were put under. They have to understand that they're being occupied by an external spirit. They can then begin to help themselves. It doesn't have to be like this forever, but as long as some stay in denial about this fact, they're really never going to help themselves.
Who or what put you under a curse or put a spell on you?
Just look back there. You can see it. Maybe they got caught in some kind of... Maybe they entered some kind of portal. Maybe they are not able to interact with time anymore. Maybe they just exist in this static state, and maybe they've lost their